Fellas, in today's video, we will be covering an updated Magik guide in Marvel Rivals. Now, if you haven't played Magik before, one thing to cover is that they are very technical. Ideally, you'll watch a guide that has information on the cooldowns and the range. If you do happen to need a guide like that, I have created one already. Now, what are her combos? Obviously, you have her basic attack, does quite a bit of damage, does have fall off. The thing you hear all the time is do basic attack and melee right away. It does about 100 damage or so, and it's very good, definitely use it. But when you're in the middle of a battle, when you're fighting tanks, supports, anything like that, odds are you're not going to be jumping around and trying to get that melee hit all the time because it's very awkward, everyone's moving. What you will end up doing the majority of the time is jumping around and doing your basic attack and whatever cooldowns you have. But it is good to try to pop it in whenever you can. And that is your basic attack and then melee right away as this animation cancels, just like that. It's very fast. If you're on PC, I recommend you rebind your melee to a different button, just one that you can hit a lot easier. Now for the sake of this, I have turned off cooldowns. Generally when you're going for supports or squishies, the thing you'll end up doing a lot is to charge your basic, then you dash forward, melee, and punch. Depending on how much you charge, it may or may not be enough to kill someone, so that's where that punch does come in. So if someone moves in and they surprise you, you may not have a lot of time to charge your beam, in which case it'll look something just like this. It'll be your secondary attack, your E for dash, basic attack, and then melee. Second attack, dash, melee, punch. Depending again on how much you actually charge your beam, this will be enough to kill most squishies. So right here we have Luna Snow, for example. They have 275 health. Quick charge, dash, punch, punch doesn't work. That will not kill them. They have a sliver of health left, but if you're hiding, for example, and then you charge for a little bit, charging for a little bit will actually kill them. That'll be the best thing to do. Otherwise, after you go through the combo and you both fall down to the ground, just another quick melee slash will be enough to kill them. And now if you're in the middle of a fight, you obviously won't have time to charge the beam. A good combo will be your basic melee charge basic melee, which will look something like this on Luna Snow, which does everything except for maybe like 1 HP, in which case, again, just like every other combo that you'll see, throw in a basic attack at the end and that'll be enough to kill them. And then if you're dealing with something like tanks, again, that general combo will work. But a good thing to do, and something that you should optimally be doing a lot, will be to portal and then throw down your demon, as this will get in a lot of damage onto them while you do your basic attacks. And as you start to get better and better at it, you'll be able to chain your teleport. I think that's L1 on console. You'll do the Eldritch roll, which is your basic attack, and then dash. And it will look just something like this. So teleport, Eldritch roll, dash, and depending on how alive they are, you obviously finish that off with your basic attack and melee. What this does is gives an extra 45 damage to your attack, allowing you to get in easier kills, but it does come at the cost of cooldowns. This is really good on slightly higher health targets, maybe someone like Luna Snow, targets that have 300 health, for example, as well. And you have quite a distance on your dash. So you'll teleport, Eldritch roll, go in, and then basic combo, melee, usually beam attack if possible. And this will save you one teleport to try to get away or to continue on with the fight depending on what's happening. What happens here, and it's very hard to see unless you're really paying attention, is when you do your whirl attack and then the dash, you hit them for the whirl, then you hit them for the dash and knock them up. It's really effective for knocking out enemies. This is also something that you could do with flying attackers, just like them. So you go through your teleport, you have 3 seconds to do your whirl, and you'll be able to take out flying attackers. Very effective, especially for those who think that you cannot reach them. You do have quite a long range on your dash attack, at least 15 meters. So as you play around with her abilities, the combos that you'll use are very open, but I do recommend that you pay attention to the timing of her basic attack and her melee attack, when used with her beam. Because if you look here, I can do her basic attack and then melee very, very fast. I can use her beam, melee, basic attack very, very fast. But if I was to do her beam, melee, then basic attack, there's a long gap there. But so far, that's the only thing that I think really slows her down, is trying to do her melee then basic attack. But melee then secondary works extraordinarily fast. Melee then basic attack, not so much. But for the most part, the only combos you really need to get down is her basic attack melee, as that does quite a bit of damage. And the other combo you really need to get down is charge at the beam as much as you can, dash, basic melee. That'll be enough to get rid of majority of the characters that you face. It will not one-shot tanks. Presently, there's not a combo that's going to one-shot tanks. And a lot of the combos that you see out there in guides similar to this, they say, oh, do this on tanks and it deletes half their health. That's great to do, sure, but that uses basically all of your cooldowns, and then you're not going to be able to get away. And by the time that your cooldowns are even a quarter of the way done, that tank might be at full health again from their healers. That's not what you want to do. You want to single people out and eliminate them quickly. And if you happen to be fighting a tank, you teleport, throw down your demon rage, and try to keep that tank in that range as much as possible. Oh, and this was covered in a different guide, but Magik's passive is when you do damage, you get some bonus overshield as well, which should be able to keep you alive during battles. And one very important thing I do want to talk to you about, because it is awesome when you get it, is as Demon Child, her ultimate, hold down your charge as much as you can, and then quickly do your dash attack. This will be able to kill supports in their ultimate. So you got a Limb of Snow in her ultimate, you got a Cloak and Dagger in their ultimate, you have a Invisible Woman in her ultimate, or a Mantis. This will be able to kill them in their ultimate, effectively wiping it off the board. Very broken, very overpowered. Don't be afraid to use your ultimate when you can. It does charge up rather fast, and you don't want to be waiting the whole entire game to try to get a cool clip when you could be helping your team win. Oh, and maybe not as important, but something that you should probably keep in mind, at least from what I have been experiencing a lot, is you will be solo ulted by the other team. I don't know why they solo ult you, particularly as Magik, but that is something I have been experiencing a ton as Magik in both ranked and quick play. I would say it's demoralizing, but it's not. Again, it just kind of feeds the ego, which you will gain when playing Magik. And that's a wrap on this updated Magik Marvel Rivals guide. Tell me, did I miss anything, or do you have any tips of your own that you think other Magik players should know? Leave it in the comments below. And hey, hit that like button if you're still watching, subscribe for more videos like this if you haven't already. Stay tuned for the next one.